in February we have a person coming in from an agency that it's an alternative to elder care to keep them healthy in their own homes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have transportation coming up in the spring. So, just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The topics are a little bit of everything. We talked about Mercy House last fall, and Sister Joanna Monticello was our guest, and so that's up and running. And we have a yearly Christmas party. And what we do, we used to gift give to each other and have silly little games and such. Well, we just decided to get a little bit more serious. And we adopt 3 agencies in the community, and we bring in gifts,
mm-hmm.
and we collect for those agencies. And I call the agencies ahead of time, and I get the wish list
right.
from them. And so that's how that works.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering about the idea of working through a church as a parish nurse on staff.
Mm-hmm.
This would be larger churches, right?
Right.
That would be able to have that kind of...
Right. Well, parish nursing, like I said, it's mostly just volunteer based in this area, and it could be any size. If you have a faith community nurse that she or he have expressed
right.
interest, it doesn't matter what the size of the congregation is.
Yeah.
It could be large, it could be small. If the larger community could support paying that person, that would be wonderful.
Right.
But with today's times, that's not practical.
Yeah. Our church is going to have in the spring a workshop about preventing falls.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine that certainly fits into the
perfect.
whole idea
Absolutely
of
perfect.
taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. So that seminar, and it sounds like in your own church you
Yes.
have someone that's already a go-getter and provides health ministry, and that's wonderful.
And that will be open to the whole community too, so that we don't keep these things behind closed doors. Our guest is Kathy Medovich. She is the coordinator of the Parish Nursing program, or the Faith Community Nursing. What you shared with me, so many of the different titles that mm-hmm. this program is called. Do you have that available there?
I do.
It started, I've known it as Parish Nursing for about 30 years, and now, of course, we have this list. Maybe don't go through all of them, but what are some of the...
I'll hit some of them.
Okay.
In one of my PowerPoints, I put Parish Nursing, what's in a name? And nationally and internationally, it's known as Faith Community Nursing, but it could be community health ministry, congregational nursing, wellness ministry, health care ministry, church community nursing, Jewish congregational nursing, crescent nursing. And it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
It could be whatever you want it to be.
When you put this program together at Lourdes, and you're the coordinator there, mm-hmm. what do you have a staff or are you working by yourself?
I'm a one-person department, and I am actually aligned underneath mission integration. And my supervisor currently is Sister Ellen Riley, and I.
And you are on several boards, which again is part of the what I call the health evangelism. Mm-hmm. You're on these various boards. You also serve certainly with the Broome County Council of Churches and the Faith in Action Ministry.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your service there.
Thank you.
I guess too, another question that I have about parish nursing or the faith community nursing, in terms of the consumer. You said that the parish nurses are not necessarily doing hands-on work. You're not setting up a blood pressure cuff so that when people come in.
Yeah, you can. You could do that. Hands-on means like actually what we do in the hospital, starting IVs, giving shots and all that. But we can bring in guests from agencies and health departments and such to provide that service. Certainly.
Right.
I'm out there all the time at health fairs. We just had that big one last Saturday at the Oakdale Mall, sponsored by Weiss Markets, and it was, the Healthy Heart.
Yeah.
And the event was enormous. And I'm at health fairs either in the churches or out in the public throughout the whole year.
I remember doing, when I was in ministry in Vermont, I was working with the presbytery there, and we did a video about some of the different ministries, and one of the persons was a parish nurse who was going into people's homes. I think she had maybe 6 elderly or infirm persons that she would look in on, maybe monthly. So we took the camera with us, and we went into this home, and the person was kind of a hoarder. And so the parish nurse made sure that she moved the newspapers away from the wood stove and got the gasoline out of the way, and spoke to the woman very gently about the need to keep a path within her home. She took her blood pressure and asked her how her, I guess her legs were swollen or something. So that was a person working on behalf of a faith community to watch out for the physical well-being.
And that's absolutely, that's all part of it. And that obviously is part of that church's ministry, the visiting part, and that's wonderful ministry. And that's what's nice about faith community nursing is you're trained to be the eyes and the ears, and you can look out for all of these things that are critical. Especially as people are getting infirm and such, you're going to look for those safety issues. And but you don't change their lifestyle, but you can work with them to make sure that they stay in their home as long as possible. Work with the agencies. They're not going to take over the agencies, but they're going to work with the agencies, make sure that their people are safe and comfortable.
So if someone is interested in finding out more, they can contact you through Lourdes Hospital. And your website or your email address?
Just Lourdes.com, and just look up Parish Nursing.
It'll be there on the menu somewhere.
Or call my number. I have an office number. I have a cell number where I could be reached. And I'm out in the community all the time, so oftentimes I have to take my messages at the office. And I have a huge email database, communicate with people out there in the community all the time. And whenever something comes to me, like a newsletter from somewhere around the country, I do my own newsletter every other month. But if there's something of importance from any national site, any health site, I forward that on any newspapers or newsletters that concern health in any way, health and healing in any way. I forward that on to the folks.
And that can be a very helpful part of any church's newsletter.
Absolutely.
Is to have almost like a health your health column or an article.
And I encourage that as well. I really do. I tell them that any information that comes from me in any way, you do have to recognize and give credit to those, locations, for instance, and use their websites information, credit them. But to use any information, especially for my newsletter,
gets the word out.
Get the word out and put it in their own newspapers.
I noticed in your annual report that you shared with me that you had the first annual Lourdes Medical Mission at Home. Can you take maybe a minute or so to talk about that?
That was just, I can't even emphasize what it did to me.
Apparently it worked.
It really affected me.
Yeah.
Personally. When we're talking about boards and such and my involvement in the community, I'm very, very much involved with the Rescue Mission, and I'm also serve through my church and also as a volunteer for the Allied Christians of Tioga, and I love to cook. So I like to provide a hot meal for the public, and especially those in need. So just the medical mission at home, that was our first one, and it was held at St. Mary's late last fall, and it was a bitter cold day. These people were waiting for hours with young families to come in for care, for all kinds of physical care and also dental. And dental was enormous.
Wow.
There was every issue imaginable. And we offered a flu clinic. The pharmacists came over. We had our Hope Dispensary there, and it was just awesome. And I was assigned to be a navigator, and we also had several other volunteer parish nurses with me, helping out. We were trained through our volunteer office for a pilot discharge program that I had had a year and a half ago. And so I think we were all just taken by this experience. Yeah. We served hundreds of people, and we're going to do this twice a year now. Wonderful. Spring and fall.
Good. So you have another one coming up.
We got another one coming up at the beginning of June. And hopefully we're going to rotate sites and maybe get one out in Tioga County, and that's in the works right now.
Very good.
And so there's a huge need in the community. A lot of people are uninsured, underinsured. Some of your seniors or Medicare can't afford their supplementals. They have huge issues.
Yeah. Well, this ministry is so important because once again it does combine our interest in a person's spiritual health,
yes,
which is often affected by a person's physical health.
Yes.
And you're combining body, mind, and spirit. The mind part is just being in touch with all these different resources that are available, not only through the Lourdes program, but wherever people move, there's bound to be a parish ministry, or a parish nursing ministry, by whatever name it's called.
And I think people don't even realize, because of what the name could be, they don't even realize that this ministry could exist, except that it's already integrated in other ministries in the churches. But it is there.
So tell us again how to get in touch with you, the website and
Yeah, call me by my cell phone or my office phone anytime, or call me or contact me at lourdes.com and look up Parish Nursing.
Okay.
And I'm always welcome to come out and
your meetings once again are monthly.
First Tuesdays of the month at 6 p.m. We're currently off-site at Memorial Park Baptist Church in Vestal, near the Four Corners.
Yeah, Four Corners, that's right.
Four Corners, yes. And so it's just a wonderful program. And lots of us.
Thank you for telling us about it today. And thank you for joining us for the Encounter program. Kathy Medovich has been our guest. We've been talking about the Parish Nursing program at Lourdes Hospital. I'm Jeff Kellam. Thank you again for being with us, and hoping that you'll keep well and be gentle with people in the coming week, and also with yourself.